I just had I just remembered something that's key. You have had personal experiences with the current narratives of our understanding of Jesus Christ and his message, you know, and this is where it's
Yeah, yeah,
important.
absolutely.
Yeah, this is
I wanted,
real
I
quick,
wanted to bring.
real quick. This is where it's important because for someone that calls out to Jesus, prays to Jesus, has miraculous recoveries or things happen in their life, I'm not here to discount those things. The but my question is, how can you have miracles within Christianity and then have miracles within Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam? The fact is, we have miracles in all these different religions. So the question is, how do you reconcile all of it? Well, that's where we get into the deeper understanding of the nature of consciousness and how we have the power to manifest things, and we're also tied to a grander stage play timeline. So what I'm saying is that I think that Jesus Christ came at a time for the people that accept that Jesus Christ lived. There's other people that argue he never lived. It's all a literary work. And the reason I'm okay with that is because that understanding is in line with what I'm saying, which is that the message of Jesus is not what we've been told. The message of Jesus is that the divine is within you and that we are all the Christ. And this is where you got to get into like the history of the understanding of the term Christ itself, right? The anointed, and that we essentially, and this is why you're hearing about Christ consciousness. So it would make sense that if in this stage play, Jesus Christ served a role to be that anchor during these past
For the believers,
2,000,
right?
yeah, for the believers, be that anchor where you could call out to him and have demons run away, and you could call out to him and have prayers answered, right? That makes sense that during this dark age, and when I say dark age, what I mean is like during this time of not having spiritual vision, and being living in a world where we could, have the theoretical physicists telling us it's all material and have kids waking up and chopping their body parts off, it would make sense that there was some sort of anchor there, but it would also make sense that if God is the writer of this stage play, that there would be some sort of epic ending to it, right? And what do you know? The very epic ending that I'm talking about, that is in contrast to what these religions have told us, that again, these religions really in the way that they present Jesus Christ and his message and the purpose of this life, that's only 2,000 years old. But when you go beyond that, the very argument that you're hearing from people that talk about Christ consciousness, or you're hearing people talk about the divinity within each and every one of us, and they're talking about how religion is actually not what this life is about. It's actually about love. It's about, just like Jesus said, how you treat each other, how you treat the least of your brethren is how you're treating God, right? Like, what else do we need to know? How I treat other people is how I am treating God. Don't ask me if I think Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, because it tells me right there. How I treat other people is a reflection directly of my relationship with God. That being said, there's a way to reconcile all of this, which is my life work, which is what this Raise Our Awareness Revolution is all about, which is to say that Jesus Christ was crucified for a reason. And I believe, especially when you look into the bloodlines of the 13 families that rule this realm, the Illuminati, and you trace that back, those people knew who he was. They knew what his message was. And it was a message to wake up humanity. And it makes sense that, especially once you understand consciousness and superfluidity, which is being articulated by the leading quantum physicists or the experiments, where if you just change 1% of the molecules within this field, the whole thing flips. Well, if consciousness operates that same way, well, then it only takes a certain amount of us to wake up to our divinity to where the whole thing flips. And I think we're witnessing the entire thing flipping right now. And it's flipping in an organized way that is a part of a grand cycle where the last 2,000 years were for the purpose of us understanding our relationship with the divine outwardly.